right, we are back live. This is your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance, www.bolopunchboxinghour.com, streaming to you live, as always, on Ustream.tv. Again, in about 15 minutes from now, we're going to have heavyweight sensation, undefeated heavyweight sensation, that is, Bowie Tupo. Very, very large man, and he is looking to make a splash in the heavyweight division, and this would be as good a time as any. Timmy the Producer Patterson, who should we be saying hello to tonight, man?
D-Mitts, Judy O'Brien, Little Holmes, Ron Cameron are all in the chat room. We got quite a few other people watching via our website, guys. You need to get your butts over to Ustream.tv, sign up. It is free, and then you can join the chat room and start chatting with everybody.
Yeah, become part of that chat room, guys. That's like hanging out at Graziano's during induction weekend, the conversations that go on in there. That's my little taste of it. And, I mean, Mo's got to run on out of here afterwards, but I usually stick around about 30 to 40 minutes after the show and chat with the listeners. So that's my plan tonight. That's definitely my plan tonight. So Bowie Tupo, like I said, in about 12 minutes or so. Let's get on to the fights that got us through the week. Saturday night in Hamburg, Germany. Heavyweight action. Fast Eddie Chambers, who's a good friend of Bolo Punch. We've had him on twice already. Won a 12-round majority decision over Alexander Dimentrenko. That was a title eliminator, which makes him the mandatory for the WBO belt held by Vladimir Klitschko. It's easy to say that if you win a title eliminator, you're going to have to fight a Klitschko.
Yeah, it's easy to know.
It's easy to say. The only one that you wouldn't have that for is the WBA, which is big old Valuev boy.
Well, yeah, but I don't even know if he owns the WBA or not, because Shigev actually had that, and I don't know.
He only owned the interim.
I don't know.
The actual WBA heavyweight champion is Valuev.
Yeah, I didn't know how all that worked. But
who does? Who does? I'm just talking out of my ass anyway.
I didn't. I thought when he came back, he automatically was supposed to get a title shot against Valuev.
He was, but then he didn't take the fight.
Yeah, so I don't understand it.
He ended up not taking the fight, which means
Valuev still has the title. So it's
not that he didn't take the fight; he wasn't allowed to take the fight because the doctors said.
But it was all right 2 weeks. It's all right 2 weeks later. You
dirty blood. 2 weeks later, it was like 1 week later.
And then
I went from feeling sorry for him to really feeling sorry for him because Vlad messed him over. Anyway, Eddie Chambers over Alexander Dimentrenko. Chambers, still only that one loss.
To Povetkin.
It's Alexander Povetkin, who then got messed over by Klitschko. You can.
No, he hasn't. Povetkin hasn't fought Klitschko yet. They set that fight up, and it's never happened yet.
You sure about that?
You double check.
Povetkin lost.
No, you're getting them mixed up with somebody else.
I'm not getting them mixed up with anyone else. We'll see.
I was gonna say I'll find out in about
we'll see.
5 seconds from now.
Someone check. Someone check.
But Eddie Chambers.
And if you're the right answer, Emil Sotopovinsky Kegabine will paint a boxing glove for you. He'll use bubble gum and saliva, but it'll be great. Chambers 35-1 with 18 knockouts. Dimentrenko, this was his first loss, 29-1. He was about to become 30-0.
Yeah, but I mean, he obviously is one of the biggest guys, probably the best guy of his career that he's fought. Eddie Chambers, it said on our show that he's added a couple more tools to his game there, and after the Povetkin fight, he seen some holes, and he said, actually, if I would have had to fight him now, I think I could beat him. So, I mean, I'm sure he wants to avenge that loss, and he'll probably have to do that before he gets the title shot, even though this was for an eliminator. That doesn't mean that he's going to get a shot right away. Obviously, I don't even think Povetkin ever got his title shot yet after they had that little mini tournament that they had for the...
Well, what I know is that I didn't get to see this fight because it was not televised. It was not televised in the area. I haven't even checked YouTube. It might actually be on there. But I have seen Alexander Dimentrenko fight before, and he's over 6'6". He's probably 6'7" or 6'8". He's a freakishly tall dude. Eddie Chambers is only about 6'1", 6'2". So for him to be able to get to him the way that Chambers was obviously able to. Don Raphael actually said, I read that earlier, that he says that the 113 to 113 scorecard is a joke. that
Yeah.
Dimentrenko didn't even win a round.
Yeah, but we talked about this actually at the Chicago fights. Sometimes when you're sitting on the opposite side of the ring,
It depends where you're sitting.
that's why they had the judges sit on 3 separate sides of the ring. So if they were all sitting on the same side, they might all have been sitting on that 113 side and had it all had a draw instead of
Problem is, and that's one thing I have a problem with. Unless Dan Rafael flew to Germany, he had the same view that anyone else at home would have had. Well, not even. I mean, they didn't televise it like we were just saying. So how he saw this fight at all is beyond me.
Well, I'm sure Dan Rafael has a little bit more access than everybody else. I'm sure.
Well, the man's got access, absolutely. But I'm going to doubt he went to Germany for an Eddie Chambers fight.
Yeah, I would doubt that as well. But I'm sure he probably found a way to view it.
He's got a way to see it, I'm sure. I'm just saying.
Maybe
if
he
you saw
it
it on TV, I mean, that's only watching a fight on TV. You're not there. You don't know exactly what's going on. And Dan Rafael is a great commentator as far as his write-ups and everything. I mean, not necessarily a ringside commentator, because that's not his forte, but writing up how a fight went down afterwards.
He's pretty accurate.
He's very good at it. I'm wondering how he comes up with this sitting at home, though, is what I'm saying. Now, for most of the big fights, he's there.
Yeah, it's just like us, though. I mean, you watch what you can. I mean, we're not going to fly out to every fight. We're going to watch most of them on TV as well. I know sometimes we see something a little different when you're ringside, but I don't know. That's how most people are going to see the fights anyways, is on TV, and that's how they're going to judge them.
Yes, it is. But you're right about that. It's just, and I'm with you, Dan Rafael. I am with you all day when it comes to ripping on judges, especially the last several years. But it's just, I don't know.
I know what he's saying.
It's difficult. It's difficult because he pulls no punches. Joke.
Yeah.
No joke.
I mean, and that's his job. I mean, a lot of writers won't do that, and because
I respect Rafael for doing that. It just seems weird in this particular instance. That's all. All right, let's get moving. It's not like there's that many fights left. Cruiserweight action: Alexander Alexiev, TKO victory in the 3rd round over Kendrick Relaford. Still only that one loss for Alexiev, 18-1 with 16 knockouts. Moving on down to Vienne, France. I was excited about this one last week when I read that it was going to be happening. Bantamweight action: Anselmo Moreno wins a 12-round split decision over Mayar Monchipur. He retains his Bantamweight Championship of the World. One of the judges actually gave it to Monchipur.
Yeah, it looks like this was a pretty close fight.
Evidently, yes. Moreno, 26-1-1 with 8 knockouts. Monchipur, 31-4-2 with 21 knockouts. And as far as in Paris, France, you had Anthony Menzake won a 12-round unanimous decision over Andrei Kudryavtsev. And junior welterweight Soliman Embe won a 12-round split decision over Colin Lyons. So were there any knockouts at all? No.
Yeah, there weren't very many fights to even get that.
No. Let's go ahead and take a break. We've got one more segment until we get to our Bowie Tupo interview. We'll be right back at you. That was 2.
Insurance is a 4-generation insurance family serving Indiana families for over 80 years. As a member of both independent